Now recording.
We are live.
Oh.
Live!
What?
Hello, and
Hi.
welcome to Critical Knowledge, a 5th edition homebrew Dungeons & Dragons campaign in a persistent world that is set in a campaign setting that has a bunch of other campaigns in it as well. My name is Crash. I will be your DM for the evening. Tonight I am joined by a bunch of awesome people, including Ellie, Matt, Millie, Eric. Cindy is also here, muted in the background. And what happened last week?
Okay, so we went camping, and it was great. And we went to the hills, and they're crooked, and and I ate some rock. And also, we killed these goblins, and one of them ran away, and I let it run away bleeding. I'm gonna say because I was gonna track it, but really it's just because I didn't feel like chasing it. Father got lost in a ravine 2 feet away from me, because he rolled a nat 1 on his perception of where he was going. And then we went to this cave, and I crawled in because I'm a cat, and the other ones got pushed in because they aren't cats. And I found this really pretty wall, and I scratched it for a while, but then we kept chasing the blood, and then we fell down a bunch of spikes pits because we're all really bad at paying attention, even though we all have dark vision. And then that's what we did.
And a good time was had by all.
Yeah,
More or
I found
less.
a sparkly wall.
Was there anything else that occurred?
Oh yeah, the brain gloves that had magic items in them. I grew 4 arms for a while, but then it went away when I woke up, and that was really sad.
I was hyper-caffeinated.
We still have
What
that
do you
patch,
mean
though.
was?
Still is.
This is day 2, and you're still going strong.
And then I think Stony Mom just pocketed hers. Yeah.
Well, I don't think Aripa was interested in taking the random syringe that she found and jabbing it into herself.
I don't understand, but yes. Well, I ate the weird Jello goo that came out of an eyeball, so I mean.
That's an out-of-context quote.
But it's also exactly what happened.
I know, you're not wrong. That's what makes it worse and better at the same time.
Good.
And naturally, this comes from Millie.
Duh. That's why you have me around.
We have you around because you're one of our friends, and we're very happy to play Dungeons & Dragons with you.
One of us.
We
Yes.
accept it, one of us. Yes. Now, however, right at the end, you had found a small alcove of a room off of a main hallway that had a bunch of broken tiles that had fallen off of the wall onto the floor and shattered. And this was the only thing that Hero saw. Because as soon as Hero saw this, Hero was on the ground batting the tiles around, because then they moved, so you had to go after them.
Oh yeah, and then after everyone else entered the room, the skellies woke up, and I was like, cool. And then that's where we were.
No, not everyone else entered the room, but
Once it wasn't just me. I didn't wake them up. I'm a cat.
you didn't even notice them, to be honest. But
There was-
Xanthus did go in there, and did notice the skeletons, and they did get up.
Yep. And they got up, because that's a trope.
It most certainly is.
And then we're gonna fight them.
I thought you were going to do negotiations.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Aggressive
Diplomacy first. Diplomacy.
Aggressive negotiations.
I'm going to offer them 1 tile piece. It's a hard bargain, but I'm willing to do it.
Are you sure your character even noticed them?
Not yet.
Okay, well, maybe you should roll for initiative.
The joy I hear in Eric's voice.
Well, Eric lives for the combat in these sessions.
My
Yes.
cat has decided to sit on the top of my knee.
He heard there was a character based after him.
Yeah, he wants to make sure that I remember him as I roleplay as him. So if you hear any noise, it's because his tail keeps hitting the mic.
I see a 12 for Xanthus.
I rolled a 12, and that goes to a 12.
Okay, my internet's still being a little bit finicky.
Both dads have 12s.
I got 11.
So naturally, Ellie has had to go AFK, but she's got the highest initiative of the characters.
Of course. Of course.
That is how it works.
I wish that my
I
internet
wish.
would not be this way. Yeah, I wish more than anything, more than life.
I wish the tune was more melodic. I wish the songs were not so wordy. I wish.
We're still level 1, right?
No.
No, we're level 2.
Everyone should be level 2 at this point, but I'm looking and it says level 1 for your characters, and I'm a little concerned. Oh no, it's the tracker, the encounter builder is saying level 1 for everyone. But Jaren, you should be level 2. Everyone else is leveled up to level 2. And you've had a long rest. Xanthus has not, but Xanthus has been up pacing.
Xanthus had his energy filled.
Xanthus may have had more than one carafe of coffee.
But through a magical tattoo, or delivered through a magical tattoo.
Delivered through a magical tattoo, yes.
Yeah, through a really awesome zebra stripe one where you put it wet and then you put it on your skin for 5 minutes.
A zebra stripe tattoo would be a recognizable pattern. This was not recognizable.
I'm talking about the ones that come with your zebra stripe gum.
Yikes! Stripes?
Fruit stripe?
No.
What?
The fruit
A yummy
stripes
fruity one?
Zebra on them. That had the weird tattoos that you put on your tongue on the wrappers.
I'm gonna smile and nod.
I had them all the time. That was the only gum I would chew on an airplane for 10 years.
You were on an airplane for 10 years?
I traveled a lot.
Yeah, just once, but
Yeah.
it was a when they say round
Really
trip.
I just flew between Florida and New England continuously for no reason.
There's a story there.
So, Xanthus,
Sorry about that.
quite all right. The skeletons get to go first. They don't rise up and form individual skeletons. It's more of a collection. Like somebody broke the skeletons and tried to put them back together, but didn't understand that the leg bone only goes to one hip bone.
Gotcha.
And
Are you just like a human's centaur?
yes, but which way would it wear the pants? I'm not quite sure.
All.
Yes.
All.
Well, in any case,
All the pants?
It's actually all just made of denim.
it's a gelatin, a jort skeleton.
Skeleton. Yes.
Jort.
A jean skeleton, yes.
Brian David Gilbert shows up and then talks for 15 minutes about the nature of this attack.
Yes.
Breaks it all down so that Xanthus totally understands how and why it rolled a 23 to hit him. By the way, Xanthus,
no.
does a 23 hit you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. You are going to take 11 slashing damage.
Ow, that hurts.
I thought that was a glancing blow.
Nope. That's a lot.
You're a lot. That's rude.
Come here.
Be glad it wasn't a crit.
Yes, that is bad.
And
That
now,
killed me.
for the most excited member of the party, Aripa, it's your turn.
Oh, good.
Let's go, Mom.
So, despite there being multiple skeletons, there's only an actual that we can see.
There are multiple skeletons that have gone into the nature of this thing that is in front of you, but it is one entity.
I cast Chromatic Orb with thunder damage.
Boom diada, boom diada, boom diada, boom diada.
Will a 24 hit?
This is the glancing blow that Millie was referring to earlier.
Okay. For 19 damage.
Noted. Jaren.
Yes. I would like to cast the Sacred Flame.
Sacre Bleu.
Dexterity check 14.
Why are you talking like that?
I have no idea.
What?
That's a nat 20.
That is nothing.
Usually the stereotypical dwarf accent is Scottish. I appreciate breaking from the stereotype.
France. Je parle français.
Although one of my favorite moments from Simpsons was when groundskeeper Willie is teaching the French class. Bonjour, you cheese-eating surrender monkeys.
But is it wrong, though?
Oh, the 100 Years' War had a different view of the French, but never mind about that. That was quite some time ago.
Napoleon was a fluke. Anyway.
Oh, the 100 Years' War was long before then.
I know, but I'm just
And technically,
saying.
I think Napoleon is Sicilian.
See? A fluke. He's not even really French.
And you should never go up against a Sicilian when death is on the line.
Obviously. But anyway. Look at that.
As we were saying, Xanthus,
Okay, well, I had some damage from before, and that 11 brought me under bloodied. So I'm going to use my necklace of prayer beads to do cure serious wounds on myself.
Okay. I believe that's an action.
It is an action. It's
Okay.
an action to use that item. 2d8 plus 4.
So you use your turn to not die.
Basically, yes. I have
That
regained
is-
13 of those 11 hit points.
All things considered, that
That's
is
a
a
game.
good use of your action, not dying.
Not dying is generally the goal.
For the 5 o'clock group that we play today, that has been their ongoing quest. Every time their handler has to step away, she says, okay, your job is to not die.
Well,
So far,
I've
so
healed
good.
enough. Yeah, so far so good. And I've healed enough that I hopefully will survive this encounter.
So I'm not going to require a roll for this. I am very interested in hearing from Millie, however, whether or not Hero has noticed that there are, in fact, skeletons all about. Or if
Should
you're
I
still
roll a
playing with
perception
that tile.
Should I roll a perception check?
If you do, I would argue roll at advantage, but I, the DM, am not requiring that. That's up to you to decide if you want to allow randomness.
At advantage, and I got a 19.
You think something might be going on with the other things that were on the floor here.
I look around at what I was going to play with next, and I am elated to discover it's moving on its own. That's like one of those like mouse toys that has like the motor in it, so it keeps moving.
Unfortunately, it's large enough in this alcove that you don't think there's room for you to climb on top of it. You'd have to have a hole dug through the ceiling.
It's really tragic. Anyways, I decide to shoot a dagger at its head.
Okay, go ahead and... You're a bit too close to throw a dagger well, but I will allow you to attack with the dagger.
Yeah, or I'll just hit it with a dagger, regardless.
Yeah.
Daggering is happening. I got a 16. Does that hit?
With a dagger, your 16 will hit.
Okay. And I do 7 damage.
Okay, that is 7 damage to Hero. No, from Hero. From
I was about
Hero.
to say, don't do it to me.
Actually, it's not 7 damage. Because it's bone, and your daggers weren't really made for cutting through bone, so it is somewhat resistant to piercing and slashing damage.
Oh, because I was about to say, like, what should I do next? Hit it with my claws? But anyways, I guess that
Yeah.
wouldn't do anything better.
It does take damage from the dagger attack. You have nicked it. It's just hitting bone. Like, daggers are more for stabbing the fleshy parts. If you want to break the bones
if I
apart,
stab
you're going to need
the
like a
eye
blunt
socket?
weapon. Sorry?
I'm going to stab it in the eye socket.
Okay, well, how many attacks do you have?
That's just my one. That's just what I want to do with it.
Okay, well, you... All right. I've already put in the damage. That is the
Okay.
end of the first round. We're going up to the top, and the skeletal swarm is going to have some more fun. And by more fun, I mean it is going to attempt to hit the squishy gnome. Does a 14 hit?
Not if I cast shield.
Okay.
Do you?
Well, if you cast
I
shield,
cast
then
shield.
there you go. Next up, it's your turn.
I pass the syringe to Hero. Here, you might be able to figure out something to do with this.
Oh no, you're giving that to me to stab myself with?
The
Because you
DM
know I
has
will.
concerns. The DM has several concerns.
Because you know I will.
And I cast Toll the Dead.
That's a wisdom save, isn't it?
Yes, at 13.
Skeletons are not known for being wise. Something about not having a lot of brain matter.
Yeah.
That's a 10.
And that's only 3 damage, but it's still 3 damage.
Correct on both counts. Okay.
And I will back away from the skeleton.
Okay. When you do so, you invoke an attack of opportunity, but that's a 9.
That wouldn't hit even without shield.
Yep. Here's the problem. Oh, wait. I figured it. Okay, never mind. I had a moment where I was trying to remember what your cipher did. I couldn't remember what the syringe did. I figured it out now.
You have to remember.
I had to look it up. I had it in my notes.
Mhm.
Jaren.
Let us.
I am no longer bloodied, so I do not need as much help than before.
Oh, no. Jaren's the kind of person that when he sees his allies bloodied, he goes on the offensive.
Just letting you know.
Let's go ahead and attack with the same skeleton I had before with inflict wounds, shall we?
See, this is what I was talking about.
Uh-huh.
How does a critical hit sound?
Like the sound of many bones shattering.
Yay! Confetti!
I have concerns.
27.
Ooh.
Clerics are overpowered. Anything else you care to do? Would you like to bake a small cake? Have a ticker tape parade? Maybe do a
I would like
victory lap?
to bite back.
You like to bite and then you cut off, which is actually fitting.
I would like to bite my thumb at the creature.
Dost thou bite thine thumb at me?
The undead scourge. Do not bring your undeadness on my palate and onto a cleric like me.
You came here. You invaded my house. The skeleton is actually not talking back. It doesn't have the vocal cords for it. This whole conversation is happening in Jaren's head, apparently. I don't know. Xanthus, there's not much skeleton left, but there is a skeleton left.
Well, then it can still hurt us, so we're going to try to hit it with my mace. Total of 20, and 6 bludgeoning damage total.
Okay. Where before it was a mix of many skeletons stuck together, it now looks like it's more like half a skeleton with one arm that's missing a couple fingers. And sort of just waving them going, and it is going to make another swipe at Xanthus.
Okay.
Actually, no, it's not. It's not its turn. It can't do that. It's Hero's turn.
Yay! Okay, so I have a question. Would using that syringe take up my whole turn or be like a bonus action?
That would count as an action. So, yeah, even if you had multiple attacks per turn, if you use that syringe, that would count as all of your attacks.
Okay, also, is the one that I stabbed in the eye socket still alive?
Technically, it was all one thing that was combined together. The eye socket you stabbed is currently part of the confetti that Dwarf Dad made.
Okay, so, like, it isn't all up in my grill right now?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna stab myself with a syringe. I'm gonna...
Spells incoming.
Well, that's the best part. These aren't magical.
What does it do? I still have my potion of healing if it makes me sick.
It's not even a potion of healing.
What is it?
You're going to be upset about this.
Great. Well, the thing is that Hero doesn't care. It's a shiny thing that was thrown at me, and no one else is in my face, so I'm going to use it.
Here's what happens.
ADHD.
No,
Absolutely nothing. Check the text in what I copy-pasted.
No! I did literally nothing.
Oh no.
Technically, it gave you something you already had.
I hate this. Anyways, I'm now going to play on the ground with the syringe that I just stabbed into my leg. It makes a really nice rolling sound on the tiles.
The DM is dedicated to yes and. The person behind the DM has concerns.
I am playing my character, which is an ADHD, severely attention deficit cat.
I have ADD and medication that I've tried does not work on me. I understand, but still. It is now the swarm's turn, and it is going to go for Xanthus. That is a 14.
That will miss.
Arepa.
I'll toll the dead again.
You're going to what again?
Toll the dead.
Okay.
Sorry, I talked at the same time.
It's okay.
All right. Would you accept an 8?
I'm afraid not.
How much damage?
9 this time.
How do you want to do this?
Yay!
Yay.
The bell rings and it just falls apart.
Okay. There is now, the room is back to the way it was before, with a bunch of broken tiles on the ground and a lot of bones, except the bones are a bit more evenly distributed than they were before. Bone
Perhaps.
dust. Don't breathe that.
Yeah, that's bad.
Totally did. It's one of my favorites.
It is a useful spell.
I'm still playing with a syringe.
Then I will start examining the room, thinking that this skeletal collection was guarding something. Probably wasn't, but...
I didn't leave any helper NPCs. Will someone please take the syringe away from the small child? That is actually a 7-foot-tall cat person, but still.
I'm glad you're enjoying your new toy.
Alright, let me see the syringe.
But, okay, it makes good noises on the tile.
But it's too dangerous for you.
But I already stuck it in myself and nothing happened.
Doesn't mean we have to do it again.
Okay. Fine, Dad. Is there anything cool in this room?
I'm looking.
Can
Give me
I-
a
I will
perception
join
check.
Xanthus in investigating the room.
Somebody should help because I don't look so good.
Oh, I got a 22.
You found some broken tiles that are kind of fun to play with.
Yes! Anything else?
That is literally the only interesting thing. They were bones, but they're all broken now.
Yeah, so you, in other words, you see Hero like doing that like super cat mode where like they stare at like the ghosts that have been there for ages past, and then you see me just look at the tile and play with it again.
I didn't find nothing.
For the brief moment where Hero is looking intently, you hear the theme to X-Files. Just that opening riff. And then he goes right back to playing with the tiles. Those of you with some degree of military training look upon this alcove and realize, this kind of looks like a guard post or a sentry post.
I think with that roll, Father managed to like forget where I was again for a moment.
I was so concerned about the skeletons. Oh, wait, I forgot to look at Hero. Where's the cat? Where?
I roll for history to see if I can kind of decipher anything else about this area.
Okay.
16?
With the 16, you haven't seen a lot that makes you think there's a specific deity that was worshipped here, but a lot of the iconography and architecture makes you think this was still set up to be some type of temple or monastery. So perhaps not to a god that existed outside of this realm, but perhaps people who looked inward
What
in
if
their
this was
worship.
a monastery?
No, the monastery is different.
And much farther away.
Very far away from here.
If you're sure.
On the other side of the planet.
What if we went
All
to
right.
space?
Shall we continue our
Say no goes to
exploration?
space.
Shall we continue our
Okay.
explorations?
Okay. Let's go. Is it still dark? I mean, yeah, we're underground. Yes, it's dark. Anyway.
I mean, the only light sources are the ones you bring yourself, and you all have night vision. So
So we're just gonna keep going. We're just.
okay, so this alcove was to the north. The hallway goes east-west. You were coming from the east, so if you're going to continue, you're going to the west. There is a room that comes off of the hallway. So if you go straight down the hallway, you enter this room. There's also the hallway goes off to the north right before you get to this room. The doorway to this room is wide open, and it is trashed. It is filled with dust. There's a bunch of cupboards where someone left the doors open on their hinges, which is horrible. You don't do that. They never close right after you leave them open like that for a long period of time. Well, that door that is off the hinges. So, there's that too. There's smashed furniture, and this is a direct quote from the book, quote, "and all manner of goblin garbage," end quote.
Wonderful. I got a nat 20 on my perception check of this room.
Okay. Fascinating. There's actually something written here about that.
Aha! Tell me what I got, what I really, really got.
I'll tell you what you got, what you really, really got.
Tell me what I got, what I really, really got.
You really, really, really got a small gemstone.
Yes, it's shiny!
It, in fact, is quite shiny.
Yes! I
I
pocket it.
missed something.
Can I make myself a hat from the goblin trash?
I wouldn't recommend it.
Where have I heard that before?
I learned it from listening to you, Dad number 2. I'm sorry, Father.
Father? Father?
At least we now know who is who.
I really want to hear Hero addressing both of his adopted parents, well, both adopted dads, because one of them is only referred to using an English accent. So I want to hear the accent swish mid-sentence.
Yeah, so you'd be like, Dad,
I thought it'd
Father,
be fun.
Dad, Father, Father, Dad, why are we here?
All right, so this room is given a clean sweep by Hero. Nothing else to be found, I'm assuming.
I'm not sure I refer to anything about the room as clean, but yes, a sweep has occurred.
A sweep has occurred. Whether or not it actually picked up anything, we'll never know.
A lot of dust. It picked up a lot of dust.
I swept the room with my tail because I got really excited about that gem. What color is
It looks
the gem?
It looks, in fact, like there is a fog rolling in. No, the room is just filled with airborne dust. And this really cool-looking silhouette of a cat person comes out of the dust, and then you see its hero.
Yeah. Can I? What kind of gem did I find?
I think I've seen this movie before.
It's relatively small.
I didn't hear what you said, Crash.
It's relatively small.
But like, what color is it?
Red.
Red and yellow and pink and green, purple and orange and blue.
No, that's way too many colors. You put
It's
that
a
many colors in the
prismatic
gem, it's going to be an elemental foci, and then we've got the whole ancient green dragon wanting to be a god problem again.
That would be bad.
That would be
All right, shall we turn?
Gem was elegant. The cut was fun.
Shall we turn northward and continue onward?
Okay.
No problem. I swear I've seen this movie before.
Ba-do. Keep going.
And I need to bookmark this page with the map because I keep having to go back and forth. Okay, so you continue north. The first thing you see as you go north is a very similar room to the one you just saw. It's arranged slightly differently, but it's the same level of trash and the same level of trash.
So it's the same level of trash? Okay, I'll sweep the room again.
Okay. Everyone give me a perception check.
I got a 7.
So,
that's not going to end well for the rest of us.
To quote the eternal words of Goofy.
Natural 20.
Now, a small child in a certain Weird Al movie would get to drink from the fire hose. But no, not you. You get to fall into the spike pit.
No.
Is that me, or is that the one who swore?
According to the book, anyone who got a perception check lower than 15.
Gosh, dang it! I
made it.
About my gem.
I made it. I don't believe I made
Xanthus,
it.
in a rare moment, sees it coming.
Yeah.
Grab my tail with your nat 20.
Wait, hero, don't. Uh-oh.
So that is going to be 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
That will kill me.
But make a dexterity save for half damage.
I got a nat 20, so a 25.
Okay. So with that 20, it's an automatic success. You don't have to worry about adding anything to it. That means you're going to take 5 damage.
Oh, thank you, but I still only have 5 HP left, so I'm going to be sad.
We need
You
to
are
fix
sat at the
that.
bottom of a spike trip.
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself again.
Yeah.
Can we get her out of there?
We have rope.
I already did this earlier today.
Yeah, well, I did this earlier today.
So did I.
Technically, it was last week, but for the characters, it was like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Okay, I just healed myself 7 HP from falling in a pit, because I just cast Cure Wounds on myself, and then I crawl out of the pit.
Ouch.
I'm not going to do a lot of rolls for you to be able to climb out of the pit. I'm just going to say you do manage it. It takes a little while. There is some effort involved. None of you are happy about it. Xanthus might be inwardly happy that it wasn't him this time, but I'm not leaving it to the character to decide one way or the other. Well, here's the thing, Cindy. It's a different pit. Same design, different spot. And they've had some encounters since then.
We've fallen into a lot of pits.
We're not good at that. Well, we're good. Actually, we are very good at that. We're not good at missing them.
Yeah, we're very good at finding.
Yeah.
One of the out-of-context quotes from last week was, "You did a better job of finding the spikes."
Yeah.
That was me. I did a really good job at finding those spikes. Anyways, apparently it appears that Ellie also fell into the pit.
Yeah.
I just
And
want to make
it's
sure
the same damage.
Also 5.
5 if you make a dexterity save. 10 if you don't.
Does Ellie fall into the same pit or a different pit?
There are small pits all over the place in this hallway.
Gotcha.
Is this like Holes, the movie?
If Holes the movie involved pulling tarps over the holes and then covering them with a very loose layer of dirt so you didn't see it coming, then yes.
They did that. How else do you think they got the wardens into the holes? Anyway, I did watch Holes recently.
I blame the goblins. I blame the goblins.
In fact, these were dug by goblins, yes.
Know it.
So I'm right to do so.
Probably.
Not just being racist.
As you As you continue down the hallway past the ruined room that you swept for pit traps and did in fact find them the traditional way,
I'm really good.
you come to a slightly larger room that has 2 doorways, one to the north and one to the west.
We're coming from the south.
You're coming from the south, yes. To the south, there is no doorway. The hallway just goes right into this room.
We can go west.
West.
Young man?
Yes.
Okay, but here's the question. When you're crossing that river, are you going to caulk up the boat, the wagon, or are you going to try to ford across?
Ford across always.
Okay. You managed to kill more buffalo than you can carry the meat for. Unfortunately, you did die of dysentery. And Reaper got bitten by a snake.
I knew I seen this book before.
Knew it! But at least I fed the family before I died.
Yep, raw buffalo meat. So you're going west.
That's another out of context quote, but yes.
Okay, so you go west, you open up the door, and immediately encounter several goblins with odd forehead protrusions here. They give the impression of watching the approach for intruders, except their eyes are tightly shut and they are utterly quiet.
Are they like beings?
They are very similar to the goblins you encountered surface side, except you are quite close to them, and we're probably going to have to roll for initiative.
I turn to Dad and I pull out a dagger, like shink, and I look at him and wait for him to nod.
Go ahead.
I throw the dagger at a head.
We're going to roll for initiative in just a little bit. Let me finish editing my encounter tracker for this.
I rolled good. This could be a trend.
Don't be too hopeful.
I'm not.
My encounter tracker is being mean. I have typed in the word goblin, and the first thing it did was say, "Oh, you were looking for a giant skeleton?"
No.
No, a giant skeleton is CR7. It would murder you.
Yeah, that's why I said no.
Been there, done that. Couldn't buy the T-shirt.
It's because the kiosk was being run by the giant skeleton.
Of course. He wanted to be paid in something called drachmas, which we don't have.
I love this game so much. Okay, so that's a 21 for Arepa, a 9 for Jaren, a 16 for Millie. There is no Millie, only Hero. It's Hero. 18 for Xanthus, and the goblins don't have any of those numbers.
That makes things easier.
That GIF. I remember when that video came out.
Yeah, so do I.
Am I a cat? So, Arepa, Franklin, it is your turn.
I cast Chill Touch on one of the goblins.
Okay.
That is a 9 to hit.
A 9 will miss.
Okay.
Xanthus.
Is one within charging distance / range,
Easily.
whatever? Easily? Okay. Then I will move, draw my longsword, and we will slice at one.
The attempt will be made.
The attempt will be made. I rolled a 14 for potentially 4 slashing damage.
Below its AC.
Okay, so a miss.
Yep.
Wow.
Hero,
Yeah.
it is your turn. You were going to chuck a dagger at it.
Yeah. How far away is it?
Maybe
There are
10
several.
feet.
Is there one or several? I thought there were several.
There's several.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna chuck a dagger at its head.
Okay. Unleash your dagger.
I got a 21.
A glancing blow. Roll your damage.
I got a 7.
How do you want to do this?
Right through the eyes.
All right.
I'll let you have it right through one of the eyes.
Yes, sorry. That was the yes, correct.
Now, if you had done a crit, I would have said, okay, yeah, it goes through one eye, bounces off the wall, goes through the other eye, going through the back of the head, and you catch it again.
I accept this. I want it to stick out of its head, and I want to gleefully giggle because my cat has issues.
Okay. And as soon as you do this giggle, the dagger disappears.
Yes, it does. Oh, yeah, Father doesn't understand that.
Yeah. How does that work? Whereas in the meantime, I have a necklace containing beads that are dedicated to the gods that can heal. Yet I don't understand the disappearance of a magic dagger.
Semantics.
That I magically make appear whenever I flick my wrist.
Okay, so the goblins turn towards you. They all turn, well, no, that's not true. All but the one that has a gaping wound where one of its eyes used to be turn toward you. simultaneously in a way that would be much more creepy if it wasn't for the fact that they were so darned easy to kill. Apparently. For those of you who can hit them.
I'm just really cool.
And one of them goes for Xanthus because he charged in.
I did.
For a moment, his name was Magnus. That's a reference.
Yes, it is.
That's a mighty 8.
That will not hit. Yay for chainmail.
Goblin number 2 and 3 I'm going to roll simultaneously. Both of them are also going for Xanthus. Xanthus is right there in the front. The paladin is tanking? What madness is this?
Shocking, I know, right?
Okay, well that's a nat 1 and a 15.
15 will miss. I know the nat 1 misses.
The nat 1 is an unsigned integer. Unfortunately, it comes back around and counts as a crit. Not true.
It's the Gandhi of the Civilization games.
Yes, I got that reference.
So did I.
Jaren.
Yeah, not really liking what's happening right now, and I think those goblins have to pay.
Yeah!
Messing with my paladin
And your
friend.
child.
Jaren steps
Let's go.
forward and says, "Don't you talk to me or my daughter ever again."
17 for
That's
inflict
gonna hit.
wounds to one of the goblins.
That's going to hit. I have a feeling that this damage is going to make it implode or do whatever you want it to do.
Okay, so the last time I rolled a 27 with the critical hit. This one's a straight 27. 999 was in the dice. Thank you. I bow. I curtsy.
What's the
You're
total damage?
I clap.
27.
Okay, these are goblins. They are CR 1/4. They have 7 hit points.
I clap. I'm really good at clapping.
Now, you are free to determine how you do this, but I have 2 suggestions based on the fact that you're doing 20 points more than it had. Almost, oh my gosh, almost 3 times as much damage as it could absorb. Would you prefer for it to implode or explode?
I would like to implode as I take my hand. I'm going to show this to you. You will see this.
Please let this moment be jiffable.
More unlikely.
By the way, while he's figuring that out, I rolled an athletics check for how hard I'm clapping my hands, and I got a 19.
I'm like
That's
this with my
excellent clap.
arm, my hand, like this with my arm. I look at it and I go,
So this is a Kali Ma moment, is what you're saying.
yeah, exactly.
I got
Okay.
a 19 on my clapping check.
All right, so this poor unfortunate goblin looks like it's been sucked into a black hole that it unfortunately had eaten. And Hero does an excellent job clapping.
Yes!
I will accept that as a free action.
Thank you.
All right, we're back up to the top of the initiative order. Arepa.
How many are left?
2.
That is how awesome that roll was. I had to take a picture of it.
Oh, good.
I'm going to try Chill Touch again.
Go right ahead.
That's a 24.
A 24 will, in fact, hit this time.
What?
The next thing you face, that's not going to hit. But I'm sorry, nothing. You heard nothing.
Should not have told us that.
Shouldn't have said that.
And it does 4 damage. Necrotic.
It is actually surprised to still be alive. Xanthus.
Okay, we're going to try this again. We're going to attack the one that got the chill touch because that's a spell, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a miss.
Yep, that's a 10. That's going to miss.
Much better damage roll, but still a miss.
Hero.
I use my free action to pat Father on the side because I get it. It's hard. And then I flick my wrist and throw another dagger at one of them.
There's
The
only
wounded
2
one
left.
or the one that will be wounded?
The one that will be wounded.
Okay. Roll your
The one
attack.
that's bleeding can just figure itself out. Once again, I like to going for the fresh kill. Anyway, let's see. I get a 12.
A 12 will miss.
I then pat myself on the shoulder.
Someone needs to.
Yeah, I need comfort.
I have a sword in one hand and a shield in the other. If I pat you with either, it would be unpleasant.
Yeah.
I don't think Hero has another spell slot for casting Cure Wounds. So, yes.
Yes, that is correct. I used both of them falling into pits.
Okay. it is the goblins' turn. There are 2 left. They both disengage and go through a door on the far side of this room and slam it shut behind them.
Do we give chase?
I like chasing things.
Chasing is good.
Yeah,
I'm not done with these. We need to take them out.
Very
Okay.
well.
I use my
If you
feline speed to
insist.
pounce forward.
Okay, everyone give me a dexterity check.
Oh no,
Check or save?
Check.
I got a 19.
they're the same for me.
Okay, Cindy, I agree. You don't have to give me a dexterity check. Okay, so that's a fail.
4.
That's success. That's a fail. What's heroes?
I got let me real a 19.
That's a success. So, everyone who got higher than a 10 is able to carefully cross the room that is... So, you know the old cartoons where someone has painted themselves into a corner? Imagine that, but it's blood.
I love this.
Yeah. So, Hero just jumps over it.
Yeah.
Aripa gingerly hops and skips across small bits of rubble that are above the layer. Unfortunately, Hero's 2 dads.
We're not built for dexiness.
No, we're not.
There is some slippin' and a slidin', and reeling with the feeling. Somehow, Jaren manages to stop, drop, and roll, and is covered. It's in your beard.
Ah,
Oh, that's sad.
dog nabbit.
This is not, in any way, shape, or form, revenge from a player from a certain Sunday game that involved the world's worst mosquitoes. It's not. Anyone
Okay,
who thinks
but
that is wrong.
You know what? Whatever happened during that game, it can't be as bad as the fact that Karen's bedroll got covered in blood. And only Karen's bedroll.
It was between Fax's toes. He was the only one who got hit by the spray.
That's what happened with Karen camping.
He was
I-
wearing boots, and it still got
everyone.
between his toes. Eric singled out both of us.
Anyway,
Just saying.
Karen murdered them, so it's fine.
Fax regrets not learning prestidigitation, but he's a cleric. It's not one of his spells. Okay. Actually, it could be, but he didn't care. He cares now. With that said, when you get to the door, it is shut, and it doesn't seem to want to open. It doesn't open as easily as the other doors have opened, at least. If you want it to open better, you're going to have to force it somehow.
I can clean that off you if you like. Although, honestly, I think it's a good look for you.
Alright, we'll get that done after we're finished with this.
All right.
Do we need to make an athletics check to try to get this door open?
Well, jiggling the handle does not work, although it does stop it from flushing.
Does the door open?
I turned off the water.
Does the door open towards us or towards inside?
Or away
It
from us.
opens away from you, or it did when the goblins used it. It is not doing so now.
Gotcha. So, do we want to try to break this down, or do we want to go for the other door? Or do we have another door here?
Let me check the map. Yes, there's more than one way to leave this room.
Okay, also, question. Would the door not opening count as an illness?
I don't think so.
You know, I didn't laugh at that, but I'm still going to award you inspiration. It is a valiant attempt. So, when you rushed into this room to fight the goblins, you went right past the fact that this room is on the other side of a small hallway that also extends to the north for a distance, and to the south for a longer distance. To the north, there's maybe 2 rooms that stick out from the side that you can't see into, and then the hallway ends at a dead end. To the south, there's 4 rooms
What if I
adjoining
use
the
my
hallway
torch to burn
before.
the door down?
I'm sorry?
What if I use my torch to burn the door down?
You can attempt it.
That might take a while.
But as I
Oh,
was saying, to
true.
the south, there seems to be 4 rooms that you can't see into from this angle, and the hallway ends at a doorway.
Well, we've got the door shut. We can either try to break it down, or we go to either of the other exits we can see.
By break it down, do you mean break the door or do you mean dance?
break the door down. I don't. I can sort of dance, but that's not what we're here to do.
There would be some tears about your fears if you broke it down again.
Okay.
Apparently, y'all didn't see my dash moves at the party. I can do it again if you like.
I won the dancing contest.
It was a team effort, but yes,
But I got the 20 with it. Anyway, I wait for them to make a decision because I'm okay with just going along with them.
All right, we'll head around the north and see if we can kind of go around.
Head them off with the pass.
So then
As you decide
I jump in front.
As you decide to head to the north,
Yes.
you do not get to the first alcove before you hear boom, 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 boom,
They have a
as
bass
something
guitar.
large approaches.
Fee, fi, fo, fum?
They have a bass guitarist.
No, they have a bass drummer.
That's even worse. What if he has a
They
double
show up with a hat that's 2 feet tall. The goblin's only 3 feet tall, but the hat is 2 feet tall, so they're 5 feet tall overall, and carrying a bass drum that is in fact 4 feet in diameter.
Amazing. They're based 5. So anyway.
They're leaned back very far to keep it from dragging on the floor. None of this is true. However, the sound of something approaching is true, and we've been playing for a little over an hour. What do you say we take 5?
Let's do that.
I will medicate my cat.
Hero, it's time for your shots.
No!
Wait, Hero already got his shot. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
It's time for a distemper. All right, we'll be right back. I'm going to press buttons.
Okay.
We are back. So you headed to go north, and then from behind the locked door, you hear boom, boom, boom. And the door flies open, and you see knees.
Are they my knees?
No.
Oh.
And then you see a head. The head was not put between the knees. It is not kissing anything goodbye.
Oh, dang it.
A very large humanoid starts squeezing through the open door. You're not entirely sure they're going to fit, but they are making a concerted effort to try. As big as it is, well, first of all, it's definitely not a goblin. Not even close to being
What
a
is
goblin.
that?
But it still has one of those growths on its head.
Oh,
And I have a
Can I-
picture for you. You might regret me sharing the picture.
that's fine.
That's a free action.
Regret is a free action, yes.
Oh, it's a troll.
No, it's not a troll.
troll.
Trolls don't look as
Oh, sorry.
photogenic as this is.
What is it then?
That's a very good question.
Would I know?
Give me a survival check, Ranger.
I got a 22.
That is a smaller kind of giant, referred to as a hill giant. They are not very intelligent, but they hit like a Mack truck, whatever that is.
Do they speak orc?
They speak crush.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to know if I could be friends. Can I throw a dagger at its loincloth?
It is about halfway through the door. It's having a bit of a hard time with the lower half of its torso fitting through the door for some reason. So, no,
I'd like
you
to
have
throw a
not yet
dagger.
encountered the loincloth. And sadly, because what it's mostly wearing is a loincloth and some things wrapped around its feet, at this point you have not seen any clothing. It is your strong hope that it is in fact wearing clothing, but you haven't seen any yet. So, as it's trying to squeeze its way through the door, it says, "You hurt goblins. Bog smish you."
Smish. Okay. I got the higher ground, Anakin.
Take it.
Okay, so I see some initiative rolls have already been made in chat. I see... Okay, so I thought I had a 15 for hero, but that is actually not an initiative roll.
Yes.
That's an infinite.
I forgot to spell the word initiative, okay? Just let me have it.
I thought you were doing that intentionally.
No, it was initiative that I realized I didn't know how to spell the rest of it, so then I key smashed.
That's valid. And that is that's a nat 20 for Xanthus.
Someone's on their game. Let's see if you hit him.
But there's no there's no such thing as a crit for initiative rolls, so that brings it up to a 20.
Extra first.
A 20.
Yes. So, Xanthus, you do get to go first.
Is the giant still in the doorway?
It is halfway through the doorway. It's large enough that if you have not yet gone north, it is still within melee range of you.
Has he entered the room?
It's taking up half the room.
Do I have the higher ground?
Technically, it's
Then
not
I will
here.
do that. And we'll see what we can do to convince it to go someplace else.
Can I climb?
We're going to use our sword, because that's what I still had out from last time.
Look out, he's got a sword.
Oh, no!
We all have swords.
You're cutting out there a little bit, but okay. I'm going to check something.
You can see my attack roll and damage roll.
I can. You got a 16, which hits. You do 11 points of damage, which it does not appreciate. Ouch.
Yay. Nope. Go back.
You
Go back.
smash
Go back.
first. Need to protect the goblins and smash ciphers. Okay, now, Arepa, technically you and the hill giant are both going at the same time, but I will allow you to go first.
Okay. I cast Toll the Dead.
Okay. But now
And
the
that's
hill
a
giant's going to
wisdom
make a
saving throw,
wisdom
13.
saving throw. And it's so wise. That's an 8.
For the full 12 points of damage.
I don't like this music. Just one note. No beat, can't dance to it. And because Xanthus has presented himself as the primary target by running forward and going stabby stabby, the hill giant is going to attempt to go smashy smashy. Now,
Hey.
Or yet.
The hill giant
I'm going to
has
use
a
one of
club.
my... club.
Yes. It's
I'm going
not,
to use one of my free actions.
You're going to use one of your free actions?
Yeah. Regret life choices.
Yep. Let me tell you about this club that the hill giant has. It's not really a good club. It's a great club.
Oh. Do they play
But
good
it's not an
music?
awesome club.
Do they play good music?
Well, it's more of an anime club.
They talk about weed stuff.
Yeah, more or less. So that is with its massive bonus to hit, and let me tell you, it does actually have a great bonus to hit. That is still a 12.
Swing and a miss.
Okay, well, it's going to try again.
Oh, no.
I rolled the exact same number.
Another 12. Yep.
Exact same number.
I've noticed a tendency with a dice roller on D&D Beyond to do that. You rolled a 4. All right, roll again. I rolled another 4. Wait, what?
Psychic does that too. I think
Yeah,
the Monday game, there were 3 11s.
yeah.
Is it my turn?
It is time for a certain 7-foot-tall cat with ADHD to do whatever it is that a cat does in the situation. I confess, my cat has never been in the situation, so I don't have a guess.
So first thing is I use a free action to make a face. Because with my heightened sense of smell, I do not enjoy this. Secondly...
Everyone just thinks that Hero's making a cute cat face.
But like making that one where the jaw's just slightly down, so like, ugh.
The best part is, biologically, and I'm saying this for the audience because I imagine many of us playing already know this, that allows them to smell better. So you're getting more of the odor of this hill giant.
But like at the same time, you also notice the face that the cat makes when it's like, what is that? So, but then I will. How far down? Words. Are we really close to that north hallway?
I will say that because you were heading north at the time the hill giant burst through, that everyone who did not rush forward is 10 feet away.
Okay.
Xanthus is 5 feet away.
I would like to dash using my feline agility down that hallway a bit because I don't want him to hit me. I am a ranger. And
If you do that, you'll be out of line of sight.
You're saying I can't see him for my longbow?
Yeah, you'll effectively be going around a corner.
Oh, dang it. I didn't realize that the second I went through that doorway, I disappeared.
Now, you could go through the door that you came from, That could
Yeah,
get
I'd
you
like
some
to
more
dash
distance.
over.
You
I'd
don't
like
even
to
need a dash
that
for that.
way.
Your movement's sufficient.
Yes, but quickly. And then I would like to shoot it with my longbow.
Okay.
I got a 25.
You hit.
And I got an 11 for damage.
Okay.
I get an arrow to the knee. I shoot it in the knee.
Its knees are on the other side of a hallway.
You said
Of
I
a
could
wall.
see the knee.
Well, you saw the knees
said
before
I
it started climbing through the door. It got down on its knees to fit through the door. Right now, it's on its belly, trying to pull its way through.
Fine. I shoot it in the face.
Ouch. Crush you like Cypher.
I have a cipher.
Crush Cypher.
No, then I can't come back to life.
Crush Cypher.
Cipher, no ciphers.
I was counting on that, to be honest. I was counting on that. Jaren.
I think it's time to get up in persona. So I want to just break out the mace and start to swinging.
What
You're out
type
of spell
mace
slots,
are we
aren't you?
talking?
No, I still have a spell. I still have a spell spot just in case.
What's
Gotta save it to heal.
what type-
I have one left too.
21.
I'm
That will
saving in case I smite.
7 points of bludgeoning damage.
What the heck? What is that you've shared?
It's two people macing each other.
That's just... No. No.
Have you not watched?
I
You
love
cut out
Brooklyn
after you said,
Nine-Nine.
have you not watched? And the answer is yes, I have not watched.
You should watch that show. You would enjoy it.
I don't watch TV.
Yeah,
Moving
but
forward.
it's on. Does it count anyway?
You keep cutting out when you are saying the pertinent information. So you're saying it, but I'm not hearing it.
I will testify because it's the same thing happening over here.
Yeah. So Xanthus.
Oh, my turn again.
Uh-huh.
All right.
That club is really
Well, it didn't
great,
like
but
that,
his aim
so
is
we're-
not.
We're going to repeat that. We're going to repeat what I did and see if we can hit again.
A 19
Getting
will
better.
hit, and that's 10 points of damage.
And 10.
I remember that episode.
I'm going to have to use that quote. I'm just going to click on add to favorites for that GIF. It doesn't matter that I haven't watched the show.
Yeah, that one's just a good one.
It doesn't matter if there's context. It's just a good GIF. 1 second. And then there's this GIF, which the context wouldn't help.
No.
But it's
I
still a
do know
good
what it
GIF. So with that said, Arepa, it's your turn.
I am going to cast Chill Touch.
Okay.
Natural 20 for 25.
Okay. Roll your double damage. The hill giant is
17.
immune to gnomes.
Well, good thing this is necrotic damage.
No one is throwing the gnome. How much damage was that?
17.
Oh.
Okay. At the time you're doing this, Bog, because that's what he's called himself, goes, oh, and starts trying to crawl the other way. He has the
I
same
like
effect.
That. Is he stuck?
He might, in fact, be stuck. Hero.
I am tempted.
Oh, wait,
I'm
no.
tempted, very tempted.
It is still Hill Giant. He is going to take 2 swipes as he's trying to crawl out. One's going to go for Jaren, one's going to go for Xanthus because they're right there, to be fair.
They are.
That is a 27 for Xanthus
That'll hit.
and a 19 for Jaren.
19 will hit also.
Okay. Each of you takes 18 bludgeoning damage.
So what
Is
you're
impact.
saying is that hurts a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm saying
I
when the Hill
survived
Giant
it, but-
said you go smish, he meant you're going to cover all of the walls.
Well, thank gosh you didn't mean that literally.
The attempt was made, but he
Yes, very
does
much so.
use his movement to try to go backwards. It does not work. Now it is Hero's turn.
Okay. I shoot another arrow into his face.
Okay. Give me a roll.
I got a nat 20 for a 27.
Okay. And the wonderful thing about D&D Beyond is you should be able to have it roll
Yep.
double damage automatically.
Crit. Ooh! I did 16 damage.
He doesn't like that.
Can I hit him in the eye?
With a
Or, like,
crit, I'll allow it to be a cold shot retroactively, sure.
Yes! Okay. Thank you.
Just 'cause Bog not using that not mean you're supposed to hit it.
I turn around and show him my butt.
I still see that. Not want to, but see. Jaren.
Yeah.
No, not Karen. Jaren.
Dang it.
I do not
Wrap
want
up
this.
soon. My headphones are telling me battery low.
I don't want this fiend to last long, so let's finish this.
Can we push him back through?
Not after I inflict wounds.
Uh-oh.
24.
A 24 will hit.
24 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah! It's necrotic, so I want to see him wither.
Okay, well, the good news is he can probably fit through the door now. And you can just barely, past the hill giant corpse, see several goblins who may or may not have been trying to pull him out when they see he's withered up into the size of slightly less than a hill giant. They see you and scamper off. And that's where we're going to end it.
Can I shoot? Okay.
Okay.
It was not your turn, so no, you would not have been able to.
Dang it.
So, thank you everyone for playing. Thank you everyone for listening. Tonight has been an awesome game. I was joined by several incredible people, including Ellie, Matt, Millie, Eric, and Cindy. Let's do a few quick plugs. Ellie runs a social network, elek.xyz, elekk.xyz. Many of us have social media accounts. Those of us who are willing to share that information, you can find that on the cast page, which is linked in the show notes. Matt's brother-in-law writes books. You can find those at YouKnowGodsBeforeUs.com. Millie, in addition to being one of the mods on elek.xyz, also streams and is now an affiliate on Twitch. You can check out those streams at twitch.tv/magicalmillie. Sometimes it's writing, sometimes it's reading fan fiction. Quality may vary for the reading part. Sometimes it's playing games about gay dads. You know,
Hell
a
yeah.
wide variety of content. Eric also has a stream, twitch.tv/untamedsin, that is SYN, and she hangs out with us. Cindy is still awesome. Someday she'll have something for us to plug. For now, we're just going to say she's awesome. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/cogwheelgaming. Help us keep the lights on. You can join other illustrious patrons, including Chris, Ellie, Eric, Janatalock, Mickey, and Walter. And until next time, this is Crash saying, well, I guess Bog went smish this time.
Woo!
All right. Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.